It was supposed to be the age of calm, a dawn of reassurance and ceremony after years of upheaval. The British monarchy, for all its antique pomp and whispered history, was finally set for a peaceful generational transition. Charles, newly crowned, would rule with gentle dignity, Camilla, Queen Consort, his steadfast partner, and Catherine, the beloved Princess of Wales, would step with grace into her celebrated supporting role, a living symbol of the glittering, modern royal fairy tale. That was the dream. The official family portrait, Camilla's sapphire smile, Kate's elegant poise, the children radiant, was splashed across every glossy magazine and state program, promising an era of unity that would make the world forget any previous cracks. But behind the towering palace gates, below the marble floors and beneath the blinding chandeliers, a seismic battle brews, one that could destroy the monarchy from within. For weeks, the British press has been whispering, now blogs, tabloids and social media have exploded. The tension between Camilla and Kate has snapped from secret to spectacle. Every shared photo is scrutinized for veiled slights. Every gesture at a gala instantly becomes an online meme. Every stilted dinner table smile is a sign of deep, boiling rivalry. Palace staff, anonymous but knowing, whisper, you feel the tension before you even cross the threshold. This isn't gossip, it's real. Everyone's bracing themselves. Because this isn't just two royal women clashing. It is nothing less than a fight for the soul and the direction of Britain's oldest institution. It is, as one veteran courtier put it, Darwinism in diamonds and pearls. Only one queen can truly reign. The backstory is already legend. Camilla's journey from pariah, the other woman, the eternal outsider, to queen consort was the greatest comeback in modern royal PR. Her years locked away from the cameras, her tactical alliances, her iron resolve through public hatred, when Charles, after decades, finally took the throne, Camilla's grim endurance paid off. Overnight, the homewrecker became the heart of the court's new order, expected, by herself and many staffers alike, to receive deference from the new generation, especially from Catherine, the future queen. Camilla, emboldened by survival and the tacit respect all survivors command, assumed Kate would play her role, polished, dutiful, grateful for every opportunity to serve. But fate, and public sympathy, can change the rules in an instant. Early 2024 brought Catherine's stunning cancer diagnosis. She vanished, her public diary wiped blank, much to the unease of PR staff and the secret hope of some Camilla loyalists. It was a vacuum Camilla moved quickly to fill. For a heartbeat, it seemed Camilla's age and status had prevailed once and for all. Then something miraculous, and to Camilla's camp, utterly infuriating, happened. The nation's affection for Kate didn't fade, it soared. Compassion for her honesty, strength in private battle, and unobtrusive updates made her the nation's beating heart. Her rare, careful public reappearance was met with a standing ovation. Polls crowned her the most popular royal, knocking Camilla out of Britain's top 5. Suddenly, a centuries-old story replayed itself, the resilient young queen eclipsing the survivor. That's when the real Cold War began. What followed, palace insiders say, makes season 4 of The Crown look like a children's tea party. The rivalry, though, is not always open. Veteran aides describe a constant undercurrent of strategic maneuvering, a culture of whispered briefings, sudden staff shakeups, urgent closed-door meetings, and increasingly, outright sabotage. Camilla, now queen, is said to be deeply frustrated by Kate's unstoppable star power. Every event is a contest. Camilla dresses for the cameras, Kate barely tries, and all the headlines gush about her anyway, one former attendant sighs. It's like watching history repeat. Camilla's always the stepmother, no matter how regal her title. Palace sources speak of Arctic atmospheres at official dinners, of silences so thick even seasoned statesmen fumble for small talk. At banquets, cameras always find Kate's warm laughter and Camilla's tight smiles. You'd almost think the seating plan was drawn up for drama. One insider jokes, except no one really laughs. Many of these battles are generational and institutional, not just personal. The infamous fashion wars are just the start. Camilla favors tradition, pearls, conservative British couture. Kate exudes relatable style, accessible elegance. Whenever tabloid headlines praise Kate's charity chic, Camilla's team is said to press for follow-up features on classic queenliness and the virtues of regal age. But the public, hungry for modernity, always sides with the future. Far more consequential are the direct clashes over the monarchy's future. Camilla, whose power rests on Charles's legacy and old-school hierarchy, wants continuity and deference. The Queen expects Catherine and William to follow traditional protocol, keep their focus on family life, and respect their elders. But Kate, increasingly emboldened, has other ideas. With William's full backing, she's quietly championed transparency, a more open press strategy, and child-first protocols designed to protect George, Charlotte, and Louis from the worst excesses of royal attention. Staffers say, half the palace fears Camilla will clamp down on progress. The other half thinks Kate is plotting to remake the monarchy in her own image. The internal battles have reached shocking levels of pettiness and consequence. Camilla allegedly seized the venue for recent state banquets, lobbying for herself and Charles to be front and center in family portraits, for key charities to funnel through her personal court. At Windsor, staff debate even seating placements at family dinners, knowing that a single downgrade can mean weeks of frozen silence or sharpened remarks behind closed doors. It looks trivial from the outside, one courtier admits, but in palace etiquette, optics are everything. A seat at the edge of a photo may as well be exile. Much of the contest for power, however, is waged in complete secrecy. Kate, no passive player, has drawn her own lines in the sand. Her private staff now tightly controls access to her children, limits press attendance, and carefully times appearance windows to minimize overlap with Camilla. Social media analysts call out how photos trending on Instagram rarely feature the Queen Consort unless orchestrated by palace PR, a silent, algorithmic power play seen by millions. The message is subtle: we are the future. We aren't giving an inch. The resulting strain is undeniable. Reports have leaked of Camilla pushing back, supposedly locking all major ceremonial hosting rights, delaying or outright blocking some of Kate's mental health and children's initiatives, and even dispatching her own loyalists to discredit the new openness as risky and unroyal. One explosive leak, hushed up after palace intervention, quoted Camilla warning Charles, "If you want to keep public love, keep Kate in hand. I won't be second string in my own palace." Yet for all Camilla's plotting, the Princess of Wales has her own arsenal, near unshakable public sympathy, an ironclad alliance with William, and most dangerous of all, direct channels to an adoring, mobilized younger generation. #Queen Kate and #Team Camilla trend after every event. TikTok sleuths dissect every pose, every mirrored fashion choice, every hint of sabotage or alliance shown in public. The narrative, once controlled by palace aides, is now constantly rewritten online, with Gen Z and millennial followers overwhelmingly siding with Kate's candor over Camilla's control. And what of Charles? Friends say he's exhausted, desperate for peace, tormented by the rivalry. His public statements strive for harmony, praising both women as pillars of the new royal order, but privately, advisors leak that the real question keeping the king awake is not policy, but succession. What does he do if public opinion or illness forces his hand? Can he risk alienating a country that already sees Catherine as the future? Indeed, William's loyalty is now unshakably Kate's. He reportedly spends more time with reform-minded relatives like Princess Anne, and quietly supports moves to modernize, or quietly, benignly retire, certain older courtiers. Sources say the emerging battle lines in the palace are no longer just between women, but between visions for the monarchy itself, ceremonial pageantry, an ancestral authority versus empathy, openness, and a digital-era charisma. The stakes could not be higher. With Charles's health under constant scrutiny, official briefings are always vague. Managing expectations, the tension crackles. Rivals bide their time. Rumors swirl. Will Camilla's grip on the family splinter when the throne next passes hands? Will she be quietly overshadowed by a dazzling younger queen, or fight to the last for visibility and relevance? Will the public ultimately back a monarchy stuck in the past, or demand a new order that bears Kate's unmistakable stamp? And beneath all this, the human toll is severe. Insiders say Kate's recovery from cancer is daily, ongoing, with William fiercely protective of her time and privacy. Camilla, exhausted from holding the family together and bearing the weight of constant image management, is said to have retreated to private rooms, her circle tighter, her appearance schedule thinning. Even the Queen Consort is now rumored to have told friends, "I'm too old for any more palace drama." Some allies quietly discuss exit strategies for when control inevitably slips. All the while, the family goes through the motions for cameras, dazzling garden parties, formal state dinners, carefully timed joint appearances. But aides privately admit every event is more about managing fallout and image than celebrating unity. Psychologists brought in confidentially warn of rising anxiety, sleeplessness, whispered panic among senior royals and staff. The drama, so long simmering in secret, has broken open for the world to see. Behind closed doors, the power struggle has sparked unprecedented leaks and document trails. Aides loyal to each queen maintain digital dossiers cataloging every slight, every victory, every tactical move. Unknown to the world, entire WhatsApp groups of senior staff are devoted to minute-by-minute updates on the other team's moves. The result? A palace divided both physically and psychologically, with nearly every trusted advisor now forced to pick a side, or risk being carved out of the family forever. Meanwhile, Parliament and media take keen notice. Inquiries about charities, joint ventures, and unexplained delays in palace projects multiply. Anonymous tip-offs flow to eager journalists hungry for the next headline. Financial questions, once taboo, now splash over the front pages, with speculation swirling about the costs of all this drama. Who pays for the dysfunction? A viral editorial demanded. The answer is, as always, the public purse. And so, the British public watches. Some tune in for the fairy tale, hoping the next photo finally tells a story of peace. Others crave the spectacle of power at war, waiting for the next gasp-worthy twist. Who will ultimately win this hidden war for the soul of the monarchy, the unbending queen consort, clinging to tradition and old alliances? Or the steadfast princess, emblem of a future the nation might be ready for at last? Who will lose themselves in the process? And what, in the end, will it mean for the fate of the Windsor dynasty? This is not the end, only the beginning. The greatest royal saga of our time plays out not in coronation halls, but in poisoned silence behind cold palace doors. Whatever smiles for the cameras, all Britain waits to see who will be left standing, and who will be written out of history. Stay tuned, subscribe, and don't blink. The throne behind the throne is shaking. The quiet war is about to turn loud. If you need even more tension, side plots, like siding with Kate, or Charles's secret consultations, or quotes from inside sources, just say so, this scenario can be endlessly deepened.